A Blood and Guts key moment was scrapped last minute. We'll talk about it. Plus, Impact Wrestling announced an international tour. Find out where in a moment. Plus, a WWE Attitude Era star was backstage at AEW Dynamite. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Still reeling from Blood and Guts, AEW's annual double ring cage malarkey, and a key moment from that match apparently we were meant to see but didn't.
Yeah, so according to a report from SportsIllustrated.com's Justin Barrasso, the plan was for Blood and Guts to end 10 minutes before Dynamite went off the air, thus giving promo time for Kenny Omega to close the show. Now, this came from Barrasso and that report. He said a big moment for Page was scratched because of the lack of time, but all the other key points were hit, with the notable exception being the post-match interview from Omega. While it didn't air on television, footage of Omega's post-match comments and a handshake between the Elite and the BCC have been shared on social media.
You can watch the whole thing now. It's Omega essentially giving Page his flowers, a long-standing rivalry addressed and talked about in that. It's a nice little bit that we should have seen on TV, but instead the live crowd got it instead. So I wonder whether we were meant to see Kota Ibushi just throw himself into the thumbtacks the way that he did.
Slap the tacks on his nipples, having a lovely time.
He was having a lovely time. When he did that one. You can check out the video online, by the way, if you want to see what was meant to end Dynamite Blood and Guts. They uploaded the whole thing on their YouTube channels and such. Impact Wrestling flavored news just announced a few minutes ago. Impact Wrestling, following the success of their Down Under tour in Australia, they're getting back on the road. They're packing their bags and they're heading overseas in October for Impact Wrestling UK Invasion. Impact are coming back to England. Woo! We got very excited about this yesterday, Jack the Jobber and I, and hilariously there were two places that we said that obviously Newcastle would be great, and then Jack talks about Coventry and the history of Coventry. 3 dates in the UK. Thursday, October 26th at the O2 in Glasgow. Friday, October 27th at the Walker Activity Dome in Newcastle upon Tyne. Woo! Home and North Wrestling Thunderstruck. And Saturday, October 28th, HMV Empire in Coventry.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
We called it. The tour's going to feature Impact Wrestling World Champion Alex Shelley, Moose, Eddie Edwards, Deonna Purrazzo, Kazarian, Brian Myers, ABC, and Joe Hendry, among others. They've also confirmed the Impact return of Grado.
I didn't see that bit there. I didn't see that bit in the news there. That's incredible.
Like a prayer, we'll take you there.
Oh my God.
Grado in Glasgow at an Impact ring.
This is going to be
deep joy.
It's going to be so fun. And do you know what as well? I feel like Joe Hendry has done a fantastic job of promoting Impact Wrestling as well over here too.
Yeah.
With the Digital Media Championship and everything, bringing it over, doing defenses here, there and everywhere. I feel like he's been a big part of keeping us like, come on, give it to us. Give us some Impact Wrestling over here.
Yeah, he really has. He's been a great ambassador. I love the idea of them now. Oh, Joe Hendry's no longer Digital Media Champion. I love the idea of Joe Hendry versus Alex Shelley for the Impact title in Glasgow.
Oh,
that'd
the
be
crowd
nice.
will go absolutely radio rental.
That would be a wild thing to happen. Walker Dome in Newcastle.
That's going to be tasty as well.
You know what? We are very blessed to have almost 1 million subscribers all over the world, in every corner of it. And we are so grateful wherever you are watching. But obviously, you know that Newcastle upon Tyne, just where our HQ is, where many of us are born and bred and some have lived and been fed, it's a special place for us here. So on the off chance, I might get in trouble for this, on the off chance that Scott DeMore happens to be watching. Hi, Scott. My name's Tom Campbell. I'm the ring announcer for North Wrestling in Newcastle upon Tyne. Just putting it out there, in the event that maybe Dave Penzer has something on that night when you come to the Walker Activity Dome, and I don't know, you need a ring announcer. I've got a lovely suit. I can pop it on for you. I've got some nice trousers. Be nice to work with you. I know most of the lads, they've been on Desert Island Graps a lot. It'd be nice to come and shake their hands properly.
That would be good.
What do you reckon? Scott? Come on, Scott.
Imagine
Hashtag
now.
Scott DeMore, call Tom Campbell.
I imagine now if just like miraculously their tires get slashed on their way to the arena.
Who put that roller skate at the top of Dave Pence's stairs? No, I didn't do that. I'm being a silly boy, but I'm buzzing for Impact to come in the UK.
Yeah,
Last time they were here, they did Wembley Arena, and it was a noisy place. They did a lovely job with it. And it's great that so many places are hitting the UK now.
Absolutely.
Wrestling is alive.
It sure is.
Let's go back to America. WWE, in particular, a Hall of Famer who wants a new role on screen. Who are we talking about, Andrew?
We're talking about Titus ONeil, who was on the bump talking about his recent commentary endeavors. He said, "I love it. I want to do more, but I also understand the fact that it's a very difficult job to sit there for 3 hours. I would have to stop drinking 2 gallons of water a day. I want to learn the craft more. I want to do it more. I want to be more involved in every aspect of WWE. Obviously, being a WWE global ambassador is busy work in itself, but if I can add to the show in any way and also have the chance to see the beautiful faces of my WWE co-workers on a consistent basis, I'd love to do that."
Call the police.
Call the police.
Titus ONeil wants. Do you know what? Like, I wasn't sure. And I was very much in the minority when I heard Titus ONeil doing comms on the Triple Threat match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because he was just he was acting like he'd never seen wrestling for the first time.
I thought it was dead infectious.
Yes.
It felt like us reacting to the show when Drew McIntyre does the flip over the ropes. It felt like, someone was there experiencing it like we experience it when we watch it as well. And I kind of like that. I don't mind that. I know a lot of people sort of don't.
I think the majority of people really liked it, and I was in the minority. But you know what? Quote Douglas Adams, I'd rather be happy than right.
Yeah.
And when he was on Raw the other day, I was like, actually, I'm into this.
There's something about it. It really is infectious, I think.
Something about global ambassador Titus ONeil just going, what's happening? Call the police. That's great. I like it a lot. From one WWE star in a non-wrestling role to another. This time backstage at AEW Dynamite, where an Attitude Era star has been making themselves busy. I love this. PW Insider revealing that Scott Garland, aka Scotty Too Hotty, North Wrestling Scotty Too Hotty, worked the Dynamite taping in Albany, New York as a coach producer. Garland's a former Performance Center coach, as we know. He resigned from that position back in early 2022 and was brought in for a tryout in AEW. He's expected to be around for the next several weeks. I know that for Scott, it was a bit more when we did Desert Island Graps last year. He was keen to bet on himself and kind of rediscover that love and energy for wrestling once again in a sort of post-pandemic world. And he's been making himself very busy on the indie scene. He's been over to the UK recently and had a glorious time here in the United Kingdom. So I hope that this is a role that kind of allows him to teach going forward.
Yeah.
And also allows him the freedom to still get in the ring and do what he loves as well.
Absolutely. And it just goes to show AEW continuing on that sort of that track record of bringing in
ex-WWE guys.
Well,
I'm joking. Calm down.
But veterans of the business that have been through the ringer. They've done absolutely everything under the sun pretty much. It's always good to have that wealth of experience within your company, without a doubt,
And you know what? He's a really good I'm going to speak from my experience when on the 2 times he's been backstage at North Wrestling. He's a really wonderful energy backstage.
Yeah.
He really is. He's a lovely guy. He's got time for everybody.
Good.
And he's always got some guidance when needed, or if not, he's just a nice person to have around.
Yeah.
Got a nice energy about him as Scott. That's not a bad shout by AEW at all. Lots of love in the world to them. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Of course, if you haven't seen it yet, check out our wonderful video with WWE superfan Heath, young lad from Hartlepool who has had a bit of a rough time with things, to say it very lightly. So we wanted to do something special when WWE rolled into the northeast of England, and we did with gusto. You can check out what we did and how we made an unforgettable evening for a WWE superfan, our WWE champion Heath. You can watch it on the YouTube channel right now. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day, like I say, at cultaholic.com. I said that already, haven't I?
Yeah,
we'll say it again, just in case. I haven't done the kiss, love you, bye yet, have I?
No, we haven't done that yet.
Well, let's do that now. Kiss.
Love you, bye.